The camera fades in on a gold mansion gleaming under the Miami sun. Rolls Royces line the driveway. A man in silk pajamas shouts, "We the best!" Before the music cuts. Silence. A crowd of fans scrolls through their phones. This time, they are not laughing. Comment after comment floods in. He fell off. He's fake. What does this guy even do? Just a few years ago, DJ Khaled was one of the most beloved names in music, a walking meme of positivity, luxury, and infectious energy. The man who gave us All I Do Is Win, I'm On One, and a never-ending supply of major keys. But somewhere along the way, that smile started to fade. His fans stopped laughing with him and started laughing at him. Tonight, we uncover what really happened, how one of hip-hop's loudest voices slowly became its biggest mystery. This is the story of why everyone turned on DJ Khaled. Long before the fame, before the platinum chains, before the shouting, there was just a teenage kid in New Orleans, sleeping on the floor of his parents' clothing shop. His father wiped sweat from his forehead, stacking folded shirts under the dim light. His mother counted the day's earnings, barely enough to buy food for the week. One night, as Khaled sat in the corner sketching turntables on a napkin, his father sighed and said, "You have to work for everything in this life, son. No one gives you the key. You earn it." Khaled watched his parents hustle day and night, selling clothes out of their car, driving to flea markets, never taking a day off. He would later say, "If I wanted to see my parents, I had to go work with them." Those lessons shaped him. But when the family faced a crushing blow from the IRS that took everything they had, Khaled saw his world collapse. They lost their store. They lost their comfort. One evening, he stood outside their empty house, his mother crying softly behind him, and promised, "I'll bring it all back one day." That vow would define him. It wasn't fame he chased, it was survival. He moved to Orlando with $20 in his pocket and a dream that no one else believed in. He started spinning records in garages, learning from his parents' resilience that if he worked harder than everyone else, he could build something legendary. But dreams don't come easy, and his path to success would test every ounce of that determination. Orlando didn't offer him a stage. It offered him rejection. Club owners laughed when he asked for a gig. Other DJs looked at him as just another kid with big talk. He spent nights sleeping in his car or crashing on couches, living off gas station snacks and dollar pizza. Still, every morning, he showed up at record stores and begged for a chance to IT Odyssey Records. He got his first break, a small job stacking CDs. He'd spend hours studying every album cover, memorizing track lists, learning who produced what. That's where he met Birdman and a young Lil Wayne, both hungry artists from Cash Money Records. Birdman once dropped off a box of tapes and noticed Khaled's enthusiasm. "You got heart, kid," Birdman said. Khaled smiled and replied, "One day, I'll make records with you." He meant it. But that dream almost ended before it began. When his boss caught him using the store phone to call record labels, he was fired on the spot. Khaled walked out with nothing again. That night, he told himself, "The job was just a distraction. Music is my life." After a month in jail for minor traffic charges and a few more setbacks, he packed his bags and left for Miami, broke, desperate, but determined. He found himself sleeping in a tiny studio, surrounded by cables and speakers. The lights stayed on all night. The bass never stopped, and neither did he. He'd mix beats until sunrise, then fall asleep on the same floor he worked on. When people heard him spin, they couldn't ignore his energy. He didn't have fame yet, but he had fire. Miami in the late 1990s was alive. Neon lights, packed clubs, and a booming hip-hop scene. Khaled wanted to be its heartbeat. He knocked on every radio station door in the city, and everyone said no. Until one night, he found a tiny pirate station run by two producers, Kool and Dre. They didn't have fancy equipment or legal licenses, but they had passion. Khaled begged for a slot. "Give me 5 minutes," he said. "You won't regret it." A week later, Kool and Dre left for Atlanta and left Khaled in charge of the whole station. Within months, his wild energy, non-stop freestyles, and unpredictable sets made him a local legend. People tuned in not for the music, but for him. He'd say things like, "They didn't believe in us," and his listeners would shout back, "God did." Long before it became a catchphrase, when 99 Jams, Miami's biggest hip-hop station, heard about him, they gave him a chance. But management hated him at first. Too loud, they said. Too crazy. Dr. Luke, one of the station's senior hosts, stood up for him. "If he goes, I go." Khaled stayed and changed the sound of Miami radio forever, night after night. He brought unstoppable energy to the mic, hyping up crowds and making local artists sound global. He wasn't rich yet, but he was known. In a city filled with stars, DJ Khaled was finally becoming one of them. By 2005, Khaled had built a reputation, but not the kind people believed in. When he told friends he wanted to release a mixtape, they laughed. "Man, nobody wants to hear a DJ rap," one said. Khaled looked at him and replied, "Watch me." A few months later, This Ain't a Movie, Dog dropped, packed with features from artists like Ja Rule, Pitbull, and Busta Rhymes. The industry started paying attention. His follow-up single, We Talkin' Over, featuring Akon and Lil Wayne, exploded. The music video looked like a movie. Yachts, helicopters, diamond chains, everything Khaled dreamed of as a kid sleeping in a van. Director Gil Green recalled, "We pulled every favor we could. But when Khaled walks in, people just show up." And that's when he found his magic formula, collaboration. Khaled didn't make beats. He didn't sing. But he could connect people. He could take 6 stars and make them shine brighter together. His shout, "We the best," became more than a phrase. It was his identity. For the next few years, he dropped hit after hit. All I Do Is Win turned into an anthem, blaring in stadiums and presidential events. Even President Obama used it as his walkout song in 2013. He went from broke dreamer to industry icon. But as his fame grew, something darker began to follow him. A question that no one could ignore much longer. By the mid-2010s, DJ Khaled was everywhere. His Snapchat stories went viral. Millions watched him get lost on a jet ski, water splashing around him as he screamed, "The key is to never give up." People adored him. He was funny, larger than life, and positive. But then came the question, one that would haunt his career forever. What does DJ Khaled actually do? Younger fans began asking if he really made the music he claimed. Did he produce the beats? Did he write the lyrics? Videos popped up analyzing his process, pointing out that others handled most of the actual production. So basically, one viral comment read, "He's the guy in the group project who didn't do anything but still took the credit." That one sentence shifted everything. The same energy that once made him loved now made him seem fake. His overconfidence became arrogance. His positivity started to sound rehearsed, and when his ego finally collided with another rising star, Tyler, the creator, the internet turned on him completely. The screen cuts to a Billboard chart, Khaled's Father of Assad at number 2. Above it, Tyler, the creator's Igor. For the first time in years, DJ Khaled wasn't number 1. That he looked down at his phone, scrolling through congratulatory messages that felt hollow. His team told him, "It's still a success." But Khaled's face stayed stone cold. "Number 2 isn't success," he muttered. Days later, his Snapchat story dropped, and everything changed. Standing in his mansion, music thumping behind him, Khaled said, "I make albums so people can play them. You know, in their cars, in the barbershop, everywhere. Not that mysterious stuff you never hear." He never said Tyler's name. He didn't have to. The internet connected the dots instantly, and they didn't like what they saw. Fans who once admired his positivity now saw arrogance. The man who used to preach, "Bless up," was suddenly mocking another artist's creativity. The backlash came fast, and it was brutal. Comment sections flooded with messages like, "So much for positivity. You lost, take it with grace." Meanwhile, Tyler responded with calm confidence. Laughing during an interview, he said, "It was funny, just watching a man die inside because the weirdo was winning." He smirked, adjusting his sunglasses. His whole identity was being number 1, and I took that away from him. That single sentence pierced deeper than any diss track could. Khaled's brand, built on endless confidence, suddenly felt like a mask. Fans who once found him inspiring now saw insecurity hiding behind the gold chains. And when he publicly complained that Billboard unfairly discounted his album sales from an energy drink promotion, it made him look desperate. The man who once stood for hard work was now blaming everyone but himself. For the first time in his career, DJ Khaled wasn't in control of the narrative. He had been the loudest man in every room. But now, silence was louder. As months passed, the internet's relationship with DJ Khaled transformed completely. Once, his every catchphrase became a viral meme of positivity. Another one, "Major key. Bless up. Now." They became punchlines. Clips of his awkward moments resurfaced. The time he refused to perform certain acts with his wife on a radio show. The times he overreacted to compliments. The endless shouting on tracks where fans claimed he didn't contribute musically. People began to wonder, was he ever really self-aware? Or had we all been fooled by the energy? Music critics dissected his role in his own albums. They found producers, writers, and engineers doing most of the work, while Khaled attached his name to every song. Online, the jokes came non-stop. He's the guy in the group project who writes his name last. Once funny, now hurtful, behind the scenes, insiders said Khaled took it personally. He'd scroll social media for hours, staring at memes of himself. Friends say he'd shake his head and whisper, "They don't understand my vision." But the truth was simple. The internet had moved on. His act no longer felt fresh. The endless shouting and self-promotion had become noise. And when the music started to feel repetitive, fans tuned out. The man who built a career on attention was suddenly drowning in it, for all the wrong reasons. Then came the biggest hit, not from music, but from money. When Khaled stepped into the world of cryptocurrency, he thought he was chasing another major key. Instead, he walked into a storm that he partnered with a company called Sintra, promoting their crypto debit card that supposedly worked with Visa and MasterCard. In a slick video, he held the card to the camera and said, "This is the future. Secure the bag." But it wasn't. The company's promises were fake. The card didn't exist. The founders were arrested, and the Securities and Exchange Commission came knocking. Khaled was fined over $150,000 for failing to disclose that it was a paid promotion. His fans felt betrayed. The man who preached honesty and keys to success had just sold them a lock with no key. Yet, shockingly, he did it again, this time with a project called Bored Bunny, a low-effort NFT clone of the famous Bored Ape collection. The founders disappeared after raising millions. Once again, Khaled's name was attached to a scam. One YouTube comment summed it up. He went from saying, "Don't play yourself," to literally playing us. For many, this was the breaking point. His inspirational words lost their power. Every bless up felt hollow. Khaled had always relied on his relationship with fans, his larger-than-life personality, his image as the positive uncle of hip-hop. But now, people saw something different. A man chasing hype, not heart. After the Tyler feud and the crypto scandals, Khaled disappeared from the spotlight. For months, his social media went quiet. No extravagant breakfast snaps. No another ones. But then, slowly, he returned, this time with a different tone. Short, chaotic Instagram clips started surfacing. Khaled yelling random phrases like, "Call me asparagus," or riding a golf cart through his mansion. People laughed again, but now, it was different. It wasn't admiration. It was nostalgia mixed with irony. Still, Khaled leaned into it. He knew his strength wasn't subtlety. It was energy. Behind the scenes, he continued working on music with Drake, Jay-Z, Future, and countless others. Despite everything, his albums still went platinum. His videos still racked up millions of views. Director Gil Green, who had worked with him for years, explained it best. What people don't understand is that his gift isn't production. It's connection. He brings people together. That's what his critics missed. Khaled's true skill wasn't behind the mixing board. It was behind the scenes. He knew how to unite stars, motivate artists, and create cultural moments. Whether you loved or hated him, he knew how to make you watch. And in an era built on attention, that's still power. Today, DJ Khaled stands at a crossroads. His empire is intact, but his reputation is fragile. His fans are divided, some still shouting, "We the best," while others scroll past with an eye roll. Recently, a new wave of criticism hit him again. Not for music, not for business, but for silence. As one of the most famous Palestinian artists in the world, fans begged him to speak about the ongoing conflict in Palestine. His comment sections flooded with pleas, "Say something, Khaled." But he stayed quiet. People wondered, was this maturity or fear of controversy? Was the man who once shouted everything from the rooftops now afraid to use his voice when it mattered most? As the camera pans over Khaled's mansion once again, his gold chains glimmer under the Florida sun. His voice echoes faintly from an old video clip. "They didn't believe in us." God did. The music fades. The question remains, do we still believe in him? Because for all the success, all the wealth, and all the fame, DJ Khaled's biggest challenge isn't the charts anymore. It's winning back the people who once believed every word he said.